Hello, welcome, Mixed Combat Radio family. Another weekly edition of the show live on patreon.com/trending now network. If you like bunch of the show, all that fun stuff, you're watching obviously after the fact on either of our YouTube channels. Gonna be a fun show today because I was wrong. I forget exactly.
I think we were all wrong. No, we were all wrong.
Did we all pick?
Right, we all picked Taylor.
So we're all wrong.
We're all wrong, yeah.
It happens once in a while. I mean, we're usually always right.
I think we all wanted Taylor to win. I think the world wanted Taylor to win.
No. Everyone was picking Taylor.
Yeah.
Everyone was picking Taylor still. And we're all wrong. It happens, and we get to talk about Teofimo Lopez. I guess
He was faking the crazy. Apparently, right, guy? He was faking the crazy.
It's hard to fake racism for a build up to a fight. I don't know why one would do that. But digressing, a lot to dig into. Munguia was in the big shootout with Derevchenko. Another fight I was
amazed.
I was wrong about. Really, really good fight. Probably fight of the year contender. We're gonna get into that one as well. Sonny Edwards was in the fight. It was a fight, in terms that people were throwing punches, I guess. But it's a Sonny Edwards fight. And then we have a couple fights this weekend. Regis Prograis coming up. And then what was the other one? Tim Tszyu as well. But nothing really major this weekend. Next weekend is the fight that Gary's really excited for. I mean, let's be honest. It's Josh Franco. He's back, but he has to wait 2 weeks. It's okay. And not a lot of big news. We have the Spence Crawford press tour. It's happening. It's fun for what it is. Neither guy's the biggest showman, but it's fun. Without further ado, let me get to my lovely co-host, the one and only Melody Joy from the Beauty of Boxing. Melody, how are you? How was your weekend?
Great. How are you guys? Back again, another week.
Yes, another week in this hellhole of an industry we call boxing.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the weather in LA. I thought you were going to say the weird winter that we're getting when it's supposed to be
June.
Summer.
Very, very odd.
I know. I'm not sure whether to get a bathing suit or a Pendleton, but either one.
Will work
right now
in
LA. Gary,
the one and only in Dallas from Texas boxing scene. Gary, how are you?
I am good. I am really good. It's good to be back. I'm going to Regis Prograis this week in New Orleans.
Oh, lucky you.
Lucky Gare Bear. What a fight.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty cool with Prograis' team, with Bobby Benton and Aaron Navarro. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I get some good content.
Watch out for his channel, guys.
I don't know that anyone was wrong. We'll get into the
well, we were all wrong.
we were wrong about Taylor for sure, but I'm saying Matt was wrong about Derevchenko. Most people, we'll get into it. If y'all have that scored.
Wow, Gary's coming in with a hot take about the scorecard.
I
was not expecting that.
Do I have to get out my notepad? Wow, Gary. Okay.
Before we get into the Munguia Derevchenko one, though, because I do think that was the best fight of the weekend, potentially the best fight of the year. There's a lot I want to talk about, but clearly we do need to talk about Teofimo Lopez seemingly back from the grave, his own mental grave, and beating Josh Taylor. I mean, rather dominantly. I mean, this was a 10-2 sort of night for Teofimo Lopez. I think way more dominant. Way more of a great showing of his skills than the Loma fight. I do want to say that I think at least a partial factor of this is the 16th month layoff of Josh Taylor. I'm not going to say that's the whole part of it, obviously. But there was a lot of moments here where you can tell Josh Taylor just wasn't in the fight. And I think if a guy that was a little more, consistent with his work, I think that wouldn't have happened. But I still think he would have came into a lot of issues with Teofimo Lopez, especially in regards to Lopez's timing. His speed, hand speed, and foot speed especially. I think I did him a disservice by calling him a better version of Rolly Romero, though I do somewhat still stay on that.
Plus, they're friends, so I don't think birds of a feather flock together.
I don't think that point's completely out of line.
It just rolls with my.
It's just that Teofimo Lopez is so much better than Rolly Romero.
Yeah, no, he's
what Rolly wishes he is.
Unfortunately, no matter what, we have to give him the respect that he deserved in that fight. It was a great fight. We know how good Taylor is outside of this fight. So we have to give Teofimo the respect on this last fight. The whole comments of him saying like he was acting crazy up to this point, that's kind of fucked up, especially for people with mental illness. That's not cool. The whole crazy
And I don't, and I
racism.
don't, I
How
don't
can
believe
you,
him.
like you
I
said,
don't,
how can you blame racism
I,
on
I don't
mental
believe that.
illness? No, just take you for what it is. So it's a little crazy to me. But what are we gonna do now? He's where he
He looked
is.
fantastic.
He looked
did.
yeah. He totally
Gary.
Yeah, he looked good. I think
No.
Taylor. I was not impressed. Like he won. He did good. I was not ultra impressed. I really wasn't. Like it was a good performance. He looked good. He won, and I expected him to lose. But I don't know. There's something wrong with Josh Taylor. I think maybe it's the weight cut because that guy is huge for that weight.
yeah, he did
I
not
think
look good.
he's better off at 147. I know 147 is really, really tough, but I mean, I like to see how he does there.
But with what power?
I mean,
What's he
that's
gonna do? That's the thing. The more weight you go up, even if it's 5 pounds,
Jo-
7 pounds,
Josh Taylor's never been the heaviest hitter,
right?
but this was the fight where that lack of respectable knockout power, I think, really came into play. Because the first 2 or 3 rounds, Taylor did find a lot of success and was kind of, I think, trying to bully Teofimo early.
Right, put the pressure.
And then nothing happened. The shots that were landing clean, because he was landing clean shots at times, were having no effect, and Teofimo was walking through them.
At all.
And you know,
did you notice one time that that anything affected
Teofimo?
Lopez? Yeah,
not really.
Not really, right? That was the hardest.
I don't know about Josh Taylor at 147. I know it's really getting a little bit lost in the weeds there, but Josh Taylor at 147, I think, has a lot of issues because he does not have that power, I think, to contend with the Crawfords, the Spence, the Virgil Ortiz, the Boots. Like those types of guys, I think, would eat him up to a large degree. I think it's rough for Josh Taylor right now. I think you're right in some aspect, Gary, about the weight cut playing a factor. But he did make weight better than Teofimo Lopez.
Right.
So it's one of those where
he had to get naked.
I don't know.
Did he have to or did he want to? Because that was weird. He didn't miss weight by like 1 ounce and then take his shorts off. He just took it. It's like some Hector Camacho used to go weigh in like a leopard's print thong just because like he thought it was funny or whatever, right? Did he have to take his shorts off, or did he just say, you know what, I'm gonna
right. We're gonna tape it as games up to the fight. Like
no. I want Gary to go a little more in depth on. I mean, we're all singing, I think, way more praises of his technical performance than Gary is. Why is that? Just because you think that Josh Taylor just was so dilapidated
or did
at the weight cut?
I think so. I thought he should have moved up. After the last fight, and that was almost a year and a half ago after the Catterall fight. I said he's not the same fighter. He is massive. Like he's bigger than Barrios. And Barrios, I got a story. Barrios, when he fought Akhmadov for his title, was 11 pounds over the day before the weigh-in, right? Like, and Taylor's bigger than him. Like he's just like maybe he goes up, he's not so drained, and he finds a little bit of his power. Yes, he's not going to be a knockout artist in any weight class, right? Like he's not going to be Verge, he's not going to be Boots, he's not going to get these posterizing knockouts, but can his power be respectable where you don't just walk through it like Teo did, right? But what I saw, right, typically when a fighter is drained, you're going to see one of two, if not both things, right? His legs are going to be gone, he's going to get knocked out, or his power is going to be drained, right? Are we seeing Taylor's power drained because he's cutting so much weight, right? Like I've always said that about Jamel Herring. Like I know he won his title at 30, but he was so feather-fisted at 30. I felt like he had more power at 35, right? But he was coming down from like 155 to make 130. It's like, I get that you can do it. I don't know. And 35 is the wrong division, period. And he probably would have never won a world title at 35 just because of the talent there. But I don't think these massive weight cuts really are good, right? Like everyone's going to cut a bunch of weight, but when you cutting this much weight, I think it's worsening their performances. I really do. As far as Teo, I saw the same flaws. He's wild. He's not jabbing enough, although he jabbed better in this fight, right? It wasn't like Kambosos where he let the jab home, but he's still not enough jabbing. A lot of things are wide, right? And he's still really hittable. He's still there to be hit. Now he's explosive and powerful, so it's hard to stand in front of him. But if you can time him and counter him, he's there to be hit. Like Juan Manuel Marquez would have a field day with Teofimo Lopez. Like if you had a fantasy 140 matchup, Juan Manuel Marquez stops him with a counter shot for sure. Like you put a master counter boxer who's not afraid to stand in, takes him apart.
Did you watch that in your mind, Gary? Did you? Because I can't see it. I'm just saying. Did you watch it in your mind?
Yeah,
like,
he did. He saw it. He saw Marquez.
Not a counter left
counter
hook.
that.
Boom, puts him down.
I mean, how do you think Teofimo ranks now, or not ranks per se, but how does he fare against other 140 pounders? You know, guys like Regis. Like, do you think
he retired?
I think Regis is a class of his own. I really do. I think Regis stands alone at 140. The rest of the guys, if Devin Haney goes there, Devin Haney outboxes him. Rolly Ramirez sucks, so I guess he beats Rolly. Right? I just don't think anything. I don't think much of Rolly at all.
Of course.
I mean, he talked some shit about Javonte Davis. What about Tank moving up? Do you pick Tank?
Tank destroys him. Tank stops him.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this performance, I mean, this fight wasn't that much of a change of mind for you. If anything, it actually maybe put you in a worse mindset about Teofimo Lopez.
It kind of confirmed. It was better than the Sandor Martin performance. I'll give him that.
Well, yeah,
anything was better than that.
He
dominated Josh Taylor.
Like a lineal champion, former undisputed. He wasn't undisputed at the time, so Teofimo Lopez is not an undisputed champion. I just want to make
he's a lineal champ, though. To be fair, he's a lineal champ.
Lineal champion. Different. It is different.
It is because like lineal at 140.
Understand that, but
or Max Kellerman on ESPN.
He just feels like he's just a green. Okay.
So like Max Kellerman doesn't know anything about boxing. Max Kellerman is a casual who has a big platform. Seriously, he knows as much about boxing as Stephen A. Smith knows about basketball. He's a casual fan who watches the sport casually.
I've been listening to these commentaries, and then they're like, "Well, I just was listening to Algieri, and he was saying, oh, I've been watching him leading up to this fight for about a week. A week? His whole career, buddy. What are you talking about?
At least Algieri has the in-ring experience, right?
Exactly.
Like Max Kellerman, like come on, bro. Like Max Kellerman,
he might have some
boxing, like Stephen A. Smith.
He has some experience on the mic, bro. Okay, he was laying down bars. Okay, in Brooklyn.
Actually, if you don't know, he has a mixtape, Gary.
Max Kellerman's mixtape is undefeated.
Well, okay.
Gary, okay.
Listen to that rap
Best
game again.
white rapper since
Boom.
Eminem.
Well, you know I had RA in my top 5. You know I had the Rugged Man in my top 5.
I know we've talked about this, Gary.
And Eminem is not my top 20 because
he's better than RA, the Rugged Man. Okay, Max Kellerman, the mixtape, undefeated.
What Max? I've heard this. I mean, it's been years since I've heard this. Like Rumble Young Man, right, or something like that. I've heard it.
Gary, don't do a disservice. Go back and listen to it.
It's been years.
It's a great mixtape.
It's amazing. It's fantastic. Hall of Fame. What were we talking about? The whole undisputed thing. No, what were we talking about before that? Gary, you were talking about something, I guess. I forget now.
Josh, 140.
Oh, I was just bashing Max Kellerman.
Max Kellerman sucks. That's the point of the whole show. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you take away anything from the show, Max Kellerman sucks.
He's not. People look at him as like some boxing source, like he's some knowledge. Like he doesn't know anything. He's the same thing with the other guy on ESPN, Mark Krieger. Doesn't know anything.
Oh my
Kriegel. Doesn't know anything.
Nice
Where did they find that guy?
Voice. I mean, they feed him everything he says, but he has a great voice.
Kriegel does? You think so?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I think he has a good voice, like a good announcer voice.
I'm a Kriegel fan.
Like a good, especially like the voiceovers when he does the voiceover stuff.
Yeah, I like it because in person he's a radio face.
I don't think he's like,
you know what I mean.
He's not like a unbiased journalist in the sport.
No,
not at all.
Yeah, he just whatever they feed him, he says. Love him to death, but he's got a radio face.
Come on, let's be honest. probably better than everyone else on that ESPN telecast.
Don't talk about
Well, Ward. If we're counting Ward,
Don't talk
Ward's
about
Ward. I
Ward.
like
There
a
you
lot.
go. Boom.
No,
Not talking about Ward.
stop. When are we as a entire community
I'm
going to reject the idea of Andre Ward being a manager and a commentator for his fighters?
That's a fair objection. Like that's totally fair, right? Like
Yep.
it's like when McCarver and Buck used to announce the World Series and the Cardinals were in it. Like, come on, bro. Like this is. I agree with that, right? But take that away from it and just his commentary. Fighters he doesn't manage. Again, he manages almost all top-ranked fighters now. So it's hard. But I agree. That's a conflict of interest, and they should remove him. Really, they should. And I'm an Andre Ward truther. Like, Andre Ward's one of my favorites.
That's hard.
I'm blocked. I'm blocked from Andre Ward, so I should.
You're blocked from Andre Ward?
Yeah.
What did you do to piss off Andre?
Dude, stop.
I just don't ask questions,
don't ask
Gary.
I don't ask questions. All right.
Last question. We're moving on.
I have a filthy mouth, Gary. Just don't ask questions.
Andre Ward's a decent like color guy. He is.
He's not a bad commentator. I'm not gonna lie, but the fact that he
He's a good color
manages
commentator.
most of who he's commentating is not okay.
It's
You
bad
can't
luck.
do that.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Look, like in terms of like actual technical ability, he's better than everyone in DAZN's telecast.
Right.
But
well, that's not hard. That's not
hard.
hard.
Don't talk about Bradley.
Poor-
Cat City.
Poor Tim Bradley, dude. Poor Tim Bradley. on
Cat City.
ESPN.
He's from Palm Springs area.
I get that.
Great dude. I got to talk to him once before the Josh Franco fight. Great dude. I talked to him like 20 minutes. Awesome guy.
Yeah.
Horrible commentator.
Yeah.
One of the worst. in
He's got
history.
terrible eyebrows also.
I blame Teddy Atlas, but that's beside the point.
That's probably his main source.
He was his trainer for a time, and he,
Mhm.
probably trained him in this whole like being an awful commentator.
You didn't like Teddy Atlas, bro?
Stop.
I love Teddy Atlas.
No, I think
You would. I feel like you.
Gary
I
would
feel like
love Teddy
Gary
Atlas.
would. Like Gary, you embody a Teddy Atlas kind of aggression, kind of sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're on
I'll-
your rants, I'm like, whoa, we get a little.
Yeah, it's
a
very,
little
it's very
much.
Teddy inspired, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a homage to him. I like it.
A little. I'm not gonna say psycho. I would say sociopath. Love it, Gary.
I-
Gary.
I guess I'll
I
take that as a
think-
compliment. I'm not sure.
Total compliment.
I just think Teddy Atlas is just annoying, in a very different way than like a Harold Letterman or.
Dude, I used to get Teddy
Hey,
Atlas
Jim.
and Cookie confused all the time. And they say there's no difference.
There's a major difference.
There's no difference.
They're just old white guys.
There's no difference in Freddie Roach and Teddy Atlas. None.
You just get mixed up. Jesus Christ. Digressing. Teofimo Lopez.
Retires.
He said he retires. Said he went crazy just to build the fight. Look, if there's ever been an example or a red flag of somebody maybe having mental issues, is when they go on a crazy like manic episode and then go like, "I was just joking, guys. Wasn't crazy." Most likely had a manic episode.
Yeah.
So I hope he gets help still, because it's weird. He's gonna be in this situation where I think he has great showings here and there that keep him at the top, Gary. But he's gonna be a head case.
Yeah.
Like when we talk about like other athletes in other sports, like always performing very well, but off the field or off the court, they're just wilding out constantly and getting into trouble and saying wild things. Teofimo Lopez is going to be that guy. I feel like he's the new Tyson Fury in a very different way.
How much of it is fake, though? Right?
No.
Like,
I don't think
No?
any of it's fake.
I think like most people, like Alex Jones. Alex Jones was going through a divorce, and his wife was using his tapes against him in the divorce to get custody of the kids. He's like, it's all an act, bro. It's like Hulk Hogan isn't that guy. He's just some dude named Terry who puts on and that was his defense, right? Like, that's not me. That's an act, right?
That's what
A lot of people do that, right?
To be,
Like,
fair, to be fair, Alex Jones did lose.
Alex Jones is a psycho
That-
and also
that-
lost
that-
his case.
He lost.
I
that
don't,
case.
I don't know how it turned out for him, but his defense was it was just an
with
act,
his
right?
victims. So
that
let's
defense. That defense did not work for Alex Jones.
did not work. Guys. Did not work because I
I-
try it all the time. To be honest, I try it all the time.
It's too
Okay.
I think, for
I-
example, like when we see like Spence and Crawford like get at it, like I think they're playing it up because they know like they have to sell pay-per-views right now. And somewhat competitiveness, like competitive attitude. But for Teofimo Lopez, the guy just says off the wall things. And when you look at like his personal relationship
Right.
issues, that to me is a clear sign that he's the common denominator here.
Or
When-
dad.
No, but come on, when his crazy dad, I know you maybe disagree about it a little bit because we talked about it off air, but that scene of him being interviewed by Mark Kriegel, right, and talking about wanting to kill Josh Taylor, and then talking about the racist comments, and his dad's like yelling at him, like, stop, bro, like, stop. I know you were like, his dad shouldn't be yelling at him, and you're right. But as a manager, as like somebody that's like in charge of your brand, so to speak, you should be yelling at your client.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
ruining
Right.
their public
Their
relations.
public relations. Yeah.
And Teofimo Lopez, I think it's very aware that it is affecting his public image in a negative way. But like he said, let's not be pussies about it. Let's be men about it.
Yeah.
And in his manic episode, and God knows what Andrew Tate filth he's watching too, that's really pervasive in our industry. I think he is on some very toxic, manic episodes right now. And again,
That's another one. I watched the 30. I've seen 3 clips of Andrew Tate ever. I still don't really know who he is. Like Matt sent me a clip where he said, "Girls on OnlyFans, they owe you a cut, or something." And then I saw another clip, 10 seconds long, where he's talking about fight gyms, completely unrelated. And I saw another clip. I don't know what he was talking about, but he was screaming like a WWE wrestler. It's like, this is fake. He's fake. Like, that guy's fake. He's totally fake. This is
that
all
guy's a
show
media grifter for sure. Absolutely. Because he tried,
I've seen 3 clips of him ever. And they were all like on completely. I don't even know what this topic was about, but it was from like his latest interview, which got like millions of live views on Rumbler. I don't know who he is. I know he lives in Romania and got arrested. So he used to be a kickboxer. That's all I know.
So
I think the brother was famous.
No. So Andrew Tate was a former like kickbox MMA fighter, sucked at it, got knocked out a bunch, and then wanted to be in like hip hop, and then was doing like music actually, and then was basically started allegedly, I guess. He did it though. Allegedly.
The whole Romania thing.
The
girls.
The girls and human trafficking and making them be cam girls and force them into like forced labor basically. And like prostitution.
Is that what he got arrested for?
Yes.
But those charges got dropped?
Or no, they're not dropped.
Filed? They're not dropped, but he's out of jail now. They let him go home?
Oh, yes.
A long time ago.
There was charges in England, a different country, and that's why he went to Romania to escape his charges. And then Romania ended up charging him as well. Okay.
And he kind of got caught up there.
But then he started doing like the whole like online university of like entrepreneurship. Like sign up to my business program for $1,000 a month, and I'm gonna teach you how to be a millionaire off of Bitcoin and shit. Like he did that. And then it was all like men's rights and like how like alpha male. Like we don't want like the gay agenda.
Remember I was telling you the other day what I was telling you. What he said, he's like, how somebody asked him like, how do you learn? How do you know all this like vocabulary? He's like, first thing I do is I have an app that I watch every day. It sends you a word, and I know because I have the app.
Oh, that was him.
The word of the day. Remember? Yeah. Word of the day. You got to learn. And I was like, dude, I know exactly what app it is, and like I learned vocabulary from it, so I know what he's talking about.
He's just like a grifter. Like he goes around trying to collect money in an audience.
He tries to get it anywhere he can. That's what he's doing now.
And he found it with like the dissatisfied, like young male, incels. Like virgin group. You know,
it's terrible.
It is what it is. But digressing to like Teofimo Lopez, I don't think it's an act. I think this is a guy that had, I think, signs of it early on. If we like really think about his like come up in Top Rank, there was signs of this.
Yes.
But then when the money, the attention, and then the family breakdown start hitting, it unravels, and that's when you get a manic episode. If anyone, I mean, I know people personally that have had like bipolar disorder and other mental disorders, and this is something that I recognize. So that's like I know we make jokes with Teofimo Lopez, but like honestly, get help.
Yeah,
like
that's the best thing to do.
Listen to your family. I could like guarantee they're telling you like go to a therapist because this type of stuff you're saying in the media is ruining your legacy.
Or get a PR. I'm just saying, get a fucking PR team.
Well,
like I know
to them.
there's a lot of crazy people, a lot of crazy boxers have a lot of crazy ideas. They get hit in the head a lot of fucking times. So they need a PR team behind them, helping them out to say, like, bro, don't say that. You might believe whatever you believe. Shut the fuck up. And you want to box? We got a path. There's so many times that these fighters need that, and we don't have it.
Like, honestly, we're very close to Teofimo Lopez going like some like weird, like homophobic, transphobic rants, and he just has a Bud Light deal.
If he doesn't hurt
Like-
somebody, if
like-
he doesn't hurt somebody outside of the ring.
But like talking about like trying to talk to fighters, like this hurts you in terms of money making opportunities,
Right.
Because bigger brands aren't gonna want to sponsor somebody
That's just ratting off random shit. We don't want to hear that.
that's
all.
stuff that's divisive. Like that's
Yeah.
the reality to it. Like Melody said, like who cares if you don't agree with it? Like
Yeah, just shut
understand
up.
you're
This is a
ruining
business.
your money.
This is a business. At all times, you need to understand.
And that's the communists telling you this shit, dude. So like, come on,
Right?
come on, dude. What?
I'm burping. I'm
Oh.
not trying to tell
Oh,
you
there-
anything. I'm just
Also on the card, Henry LeBron got a win. Bruce Carrington got a win, and Xander Zayas got a win, and some other fights that I don't care to mention. Any other thoughts on the card, ladies?
No, the rest of the card was mismatched. Oh, sorry, Melody.
No, I didn't have anything to say. Go ahead, Gare.
The rest of it was mismatches. Like they were tune-ups and
Yeah.
stay busy fights, but they weren't even competitive ones, right? Like you got to see the guys. Bruce Carrington, you can see he's gifted. Let's move him along a little quicker than this, right? Like
Yeah.
Xander Zayas. He looks great, but why Ronald Cruz? Like, shouldn't he? He's past that. Go fight like top 20 guys. Really, he's ready. Put him in with a top 20 to 25. 154. Let's see how he does. These fights, I mean, what does beating up Ronald Cruz for 12 rounds do for you? And I'm not saying Cruz is a bum or anything like that, but there's levels to this.
We also have to know. I think the matchmaker for Top Rank had a stroke.
Who's the matchmaker? Goodman?
No, I think it was who's the matchmaker? Ron? Oh, it might be Brad, but the matchmaker's Brad. But I think
No,
it's
Brad
Ron,
Goodman.
right?
no, he's not a He's a freelance matchmaker. He's
But-
not an exclusive guy to
I will look it up.
Top Rank.
Look into that.
No, Brad Goodman was the matchmaker for the card, but
Okay.
he's like the usual matchmaker. I know you're talking
Because
about Ron.
he got hurt. He had a
I
stroke.
forget
Just
his
saying
last
that.
name. It's like a Polish last name.
Yeah, he had a stroke. Just saying that. And then I mean, like, obviously, if you see the Golden Boy card, which is also funkity dunkity, they have a new matchmaker, which we were saying the last time. We got Javier Razzo. You know Razzo? Roz Dog?
Roz Dog.
Roz Dog.
Some people don't actually call him that.
Oh, yeah, dude, Razzo.
No, I've never heard of this dude in my life.
Look at his Instagram. It's Raw Dog, bro.
I see his picture. I don't know him.
Razzo with the freaking soul
is there-
patch.
is there any
You
point
know,
to it?
Gary, have you ever seen
Gary does
Razzo?
not know who this guy is.
He has a soul patch,
He's
bro.
only matchmake in California.
Yeah, he just started matchmaking, but he's been the not PR, but he's been like a liaison for Golden Boy for years. Razzo, you know Razzo. I swear to God, Gary,
Gary
if you saw
doesn't know
him,
Razzo, just
if
know
you
Razzo.
saw him in the ring, you'd be like, all right, soul patch. The guy's
Soul
got a
patch,
soul
dude.
patch and a hat. Nobody else wears the soul patch like that guy.
Is there a point to bringing up Razzo so
He's
much?
now a matchmaker. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I got a point.
Eric Gomez is also listed as the matchmaker.
So
for the
Eric
card.
Gomez has now become a matchmaker also.
Well, he's a promoter. He probably has a promoter
He's a
license.
promoter
and
li-
if
that-
you're a promoter license, you can be a matchmaker.
True. Yes, you can.
All right, let's move on to the Golden Boy card. Jaime Munguia, Sergey Derevchenko. I mean, this was one of the better fights of the year. I picked Derevchenko to win and looked like he was going to get Munguia out early. Munguia held on and really found some success at long range and mid range, and was able to really survive in the really rough moments and end up getting a knockdown. It was in the last round against Derevchenko. And I think that solidified his win, his decision win. Very close fight. I know Gary has a little bit of a hot take, I guess, about the decision here.
No.
I thought it was a good win for Munguia in terms of this was his first real test, in my opinion. He won. I still probably don't pick him against certain guys, a la Charlo or Benavidez or Canelo, but guys like Triple G, I think Munguia can beat, and that's probably the fight that if I'm Golden Boy, I push for 1,000% next, and I offer Triple G a buttload of cash to get Munguia that name on his resume. But Gary, I know you want to jump in about this one.
No, I don't really have a hot take. I scored at 114, 113 for Munguia. That's how I had. That's how 2 of the 3 judges had it. The polls and the broadcast. I don't know if y'all listened to the broadcast. They all said it was a robbery. I didn't see it that way. I scored it for Munguia. Did y'all think it was a robbery, or did you think?
No, and
Hell
I mean,
no.
I don't remember the telecast. I don't remember them saying that.
I mean, even though you were voting for Derevchenko, you were literally like, he's gonna win this. It was a great fight for Munguia. Great fight.
Yeah, I mean, the last
both of
6
these
rounds or so, he really
men
came on.
was amazing. Both of these men have the strength that, like, it was crazy. It was crazy, super strength that I never seen, not even from Derevchenko, but like from Munguia. I think this is the hardest test he's ever had.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Before this was Gabe Rosado, and then that's it. I don't
Dennis
know.
Hogan.
Don't please.
That was a tough
But
fight
I mean,
for Munguia.
it was.
So was
this
Inoue.
was
Tanaka Inoue was a
extremely-
tough fight for him.
Yeah, Inoue. Remember?
What?
Takashi Inoue.
Oh,
Nao's cousin or brother or something.
It's the cousin. Mm-hmm.
I always forget because there's like 4 different Inoues and they're all related somehow.
3. Mm-hmm.
I was close.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, he gave Munguia a tough fight.
I mean, a lot of people do.
A lot of people give Munguia a tough fight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's gotten better. Like, I do think he's progressed. But, like, he lost to Dennis Hogan. Can we just be real about that? Like, it wasn't if there's no question he lost that fight clearly.
Hulk Hogan definitely won that fight, guys.
Yeah, that was a
Is this a nickname Hulk? It should be Hulk, right?
I don't know, but yes, Munguia has been through a lot and a lot
A
of
lot, guys.
a lot. This was his best fight to date. And what is he suspended for?
I mean, this is probably
Of
the normal
course,
suspension.
regular stuff.
Yeah, regular shit.
Regular.
But I mean, I'll be honest here. Do you pick him against anyone in the top? Okay, I'll put it this way. I'm gonna list names off. Okay.
Okay, go. I'll tell you.
Canelo.
No.
Gary, relax. I'm going to get to easier names.
No.
Okay.
No.
No, the answer to that is no.
Charlo.
No. No.
Benavides.
Nope.
Caleb Plant.
Uh,
Gary saying no.
it
I say
depends
no
on
as
how
well.
much.
I say no.
No.
Demetrius Andrade.
No. Fuck. Hunter.
Wow. I'm picking. Munguia.
Dude, Munguia
I'll
and
pick
Boo
you
Boo?
against Boo Boo. Okay.
Bro, Munguia and Boo Boo
Come
would
on.
be a good fight. I'll be happy.
Andrade gives up after the 4th round in
I
every
was gonna
fight,
say
and Munguia only comes on after round
after
7.
the 6th.
So,
So close.
so I mean, it's gonna be a great fight, guys.
right?
Triple G.
Oh, good fight. Triple G might win.
You're not picking Munguia against Triple G?
I'll
I
take
don't know.
G. That's closer. We're getting closer now.
Yeah, we're getting.
But
closer.
still
I don't
no.
know. How soon would it be? Would it be this year, Triple G? Because Triple G next year might not be the Triple G of this year.
What do you mean? He has no more hair left, guys. There's
Don't talk about him.
he's like
he has a
Samson.
beautiful chin. He has a beautiful chin.
all right. You guys are picking Munguia against nobody in the top right now.
Okay, except
You didn't
for
even mention David Morrell, but I'd pick him to be the guy at this point, like Anthony Durrell. But that's about the best I would do.
Durrell.
Fuck, man. That's
Durrell had a
harsh.
good
Hold on.
fight.
I gotta look.
Durrell had a good fight last.
That's
fight.
messed up, man.
Like, would you take him to beat Melikuziev?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take him against that. That's who.
That's
What
a
do you mean?
50-50 fight to me.
What?
Beck
12,
got caught
41.
with a big shot once. Like, Beck's pretty good, bro. I'm not saying he's great, but he
Beck's
got
not that great.
he got caught
No.
once.
But he got caught by Gabe Rosado.
He did.
Gabe.
John Ryder.
Nope.
You picking John Ryder?
No.
Oh.
No, I just think that's a bad stylistic fight for Ryder. I'll take Munguia in that, but that's a great fight.
Yeah.
Fuck. I picked David Morrell like you, Gary, but that's just because I'm a
Bro,
David Morrell
destroys
truther at
him
this
in 2
point.
rounds.
And the
2
guy
rounds.
is something special. First off, 168 sucks. So
yeah, this
there-
is a bad group.
You got Morrell, Benavides, and Canelo. So I think those are 3. It's top heavy. After that, it falls off the map.
he might need to go back down to 160 somehow and fight like Liam Smith again and like Chris Eubank and Carlos Adames.
He's
Like-
like he should go down to 160 and then force 154 pounders up to 160 is what he should do.
Who, Jamel Charlo and lose?
No, not those type guys. I'm talking about the Gary Spike O'Sullivans of the world. Those type guys.
So are we just like gonna just let Munguia just stay at this level forever and never?
Matt, can we just go over this real quick? Like, he beat Saddam Ali when? Like 2016, 2017? Like, you know how long? And since then, like, he beat Liam Smith, good win. Brandon Cook, Takashi Inoue, Dennis Hogan, Patrick Alate, Spike O'Sullivan, Torreno Johnson, Shamarger, Gabe Rosado, Big Meech, Kilrain Kelly, I don't even know, Gonzalo, Gaston Correa, and then Derevchenko.
I don't even remember.
That is ridiculous, bro. Look at that resume. That's a joke.
Does anyone remember that last fight? I don't.
No,
It was
I
in
don't
Mexico. Was it off TV? Did we just not see it?
we couldn't have. We couldn't have.
No, I mean, Gary, you're right. That's a very bad run. I mean, that's one of the worst runs as a championship fighter I think I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Right?
it's not good.
Derevchenko's a
good.
solid win, though.
It was.
And
Derevchenko and Liam Smith, everything in between is a joke.
And I know it's boxing math here, right? Because like Jamal Charlo and Triple G both fought Derevchenko, and Daniel Jacobs fought Derevchenko. So like I'm gauging Munguia how he could fare against those guys off of these performances. Is Daniel Jacobs retired? Can we bring him back?
Oh, I love the Miracle Man.
There you go. That's a fight he could win.
Is he
He could do
retired?
that.
He's got to be retired, right?
Probably.
Because I haven't seen him
I
in
haven't
forever.
heard him. I haven't heard from him in so long.
Let me
but
look it up now, because that would be actually like a really good name, I think,
the
for
Miracle
Munguia
Man.
next. Is a guy like Daniel Jacobs,
I
former
love
champion,
Daniel Jacobs.
more of a veteran, so you're getting him at the tail end of his career.
Totally shot, so it's a good name to put on his resume.
Yeah,
That's why I
feel
said
like-
Anthony Durrell, like for the same kind of.
But Anthony
but
Durrell
Jacobs is
such
another name.
Didn't he get
Jacobs is a
knocked
much better
out?
name. Jacobs in his prime is much better than Anthony Durrell in his prime.
Daniel Jacobs retire. Hold on, I got.
Are you looking it up to see if he retired or not?
I
I
think he
have
did.
no idea.
Yeah, I think.
This last year?
Yeah, he
No
retired last year.
way. Yeah.
I think he retired last year after the John Ryder fight,
Which he
Oh.
won, by the way.
Would you?
which allegedly wasn't that one like one of the worst fights ever.
Oh, it was brutal, right? And Danny Jacobs won the first 7 rounds and lost the last 5. Like, it wasn't difficult to score at all. Like, it was that easy to score. It was 7-5 Jacobs. It was like there was no questionable rounds either way. And somehow they gave the fight to my brain John Ryder. Yeah, there's no way. Like the first 7 rounds he lost, and then he won the last 5. It was like a switch went off, but it was like, okay, at that point it's too late. There was no knockdowns, no deductions. It was just 7 rounds clearly for Jacobs, last 5 clearly for Ryder.
Anyway,
Ryder's the luckiest guy in sports, and then he fights Zach Parker, who I'm huge on. Zach Parker, if he doesn't quit, also beats Munguia.
Mariana.
I will say Sergey Derevchenko, if you still are hanging around, maybe drop back down to 160. Fight Carlos Adames. I want that fight. That's going to be a fun fight.
Isn't Adames fighting somebody recently?
Probably.
I saw him fighting somebody, right?
Probably.
Isn't Adames fighting somebody soon?
If Derevchenko isn't going back down to 160, if David Morrell doesn't get the Benavidez fight. You know what I mean? Like, just have Derevchenko be that gatekeeper to everyone.
I'm hearing that fight is happening from both
It
sides.
is?
Me too. Yeah,
That's what I'm hearing.
It's already good. We're good on that one. I think we're.
That's going to be a tough one to pick for me, man.
It's not
I-
tough for me to pick, though.
Benavidez,
It's
it's
not
not
tough
real
for me to
hard.
pick.
It's not hard. Benavidez.
I don't know, man. I'm a Cuban purist here, man.
Benavidez.
picking
Benavidez.
Rigondeaux against
Benavidez.
Lomachenko.
Benavidez. Didn't Rigondeaux get a 7-round KO?
What, recently?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Didn't
he?
he? On the there was
The
a card he
Broner
was
card?
on. Broner
The
card.
Broner card?
We also forgot to talk about that.
We didn't watch it.
We didn't.
That's why.
We didn't watch it. We didn't
No
watch it.
lie, we didn't fucking
We
watch
didn't
it.
I couldn't find a stream for it either, allegedly.
I
What-
couldn't find a stream for it either. I was gonna watch it. I was in
No, we
Corpus
were
Christi.
out. Remember?
No, I was looking for a stream.
We were at the Callum Wash flight, and
I had my computer and we could not find streams.
yeah, but still,
There was no streams for it. Zero. I think because no one actually bought it. And no one decided to stream
It looked terrible, even on the like highlights that people posted. Right, the stream looked terrible.
Quickly, I just want to run down the rest of the card. Shane Mosley Jr. defeated Demetrius Ballard. Kind of a fun fight. I mean, Shane
Looked
Mosley
better.
Jr. isn't going to be great, but it was a
Looked
fun fight.
better, Mariana.
Juarez lost to Mayela Flores. Ricardo Sandoval defeated Rocco Santamoro.
He's from LA.
Jorge
Sandoval.
Chavez defeated Christian Lorenzo, a guy that we've had on our card before here at local LA shows. Good guy. Anthony Saldivar versus defeated Jerome Clayton via KO. I have no other thoughts about the card other than that. Melody, Gary, any other thoughts before we move on?
I thought Mariana Juarez was retired.
I thought so too. I thought
55, 12, and 4. What are we doing? Still fighting with plastic surgery.
And at 43 years old.
Yeah.
Tough out there.
Tough out there.
Pay women more.
And maybe we'll stop that.
Maybe they can retire. Gary, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Any
Sonny
other
Edwards.
cards? Yeah, Sonny woke up.
Had a fight against Andreas Campos. I'll just say this. I'm not going to really break down this fight because there's nothing to break down. It was a Sonny Edwards fight, but he definitely is a guy that I think is surviving on borrowed time. There are certain fighters that when I think about him facing against, I just don't see him being able to outbox them.
No.
Guys like Bam.
He's outboxing everybody the UK can give him right now.
And they're undefeated guys from Chile.
And it's the UK that's giving it to him. So he can outbox and win everybody he's beating now, which sucks because I hate Sonny so much. Everybody knows that. But he can outbox these fools. He's not going to outbox Bam. Okay? We know that. For sure.
And that's not to say that Sonny Edwards is a bad
Isn't
boxer.
bad fighter.
Felix Alvarado is a good win. Mohamed Wasim is a good win. Murati Metalane is a good win. Those are all three very good wins. All former champions or champions at the time.
Right.
The rest of the resume, not so much. But that's enough for me to go, he's going to beat everyone at this level.
Did you think he was going to beat Martinez? I did until Martinez popped, and then I've been getting dirty, you know?
I did. In hindsight, I'm not surprised because Martinez's lack of footwork,
extreme discipline.
But like I said,
Martinez still beats him though.
Like
he does. Like he's a bad version of Caleb Plant. Like he's Billy Joe Saunders. Like he's not that good. He's a mini Billy Joe Saunders. Like he can outbox B level fighters, but once you go to that B plus A minus level, he's gonna lose. Like he doesn't have any power. Like this Bam
that's what I'm waiting for. Jesus Christ, please, Sonny, lose.
He doesn't throw anything with any intentions though. Like it's just strictly amateur. Like he's scoring just to score. And I've always said this about Mike Conlon. Like Mick Conlon's not good. And I kind of feel the same way about Sonny. Sonny Edwards is better than Conlon, but like Bam Rodriguez. How's he going to beat Bam Rodriguez? Bam's quicker than him. He's more athletic than him. Has better footwork than him. So he can't run from him, right? That's not going to work. So he's going to stand in with them? How's that going to work? There's absolutely no blueprint for him to win that fight. And then he heard like, this is a 50-50 fight. This is the best fight that can be. It's like, he's going to get destroyed. At least Julio Cesar Martinez would have a puncher's chance against Bam, right? Sonny Edwards, there's nothing he can. Is he going to knock Bam out? Is he going to be able to run from him for 12 rounds? The guy's a better athlete. This is what I'm saying. Eddie Hearn doesn't get it. Bam's going to destroy him and break him in pieces. And he's going to be trying to, I scored 2 jabs, right? It's like, oh, great. You won the first 2 rounds, and then I destroyed you and killed you dead in the 3rd round. Like, Eddie really doesn't get it. It's like his little English fighters who are good at that level and good fighters. When you put him in with Bam or Julio Cesar Martinez, they're going to break you. They're going to destroy you. He really does. There's absolutely zero path that he has to even making it a good fight with Bam, beyond the first couple of rounds. Like, he might be able to win some rounds early, right? Keep Bam guessing. But I don't even see that, right? This Bam starts pretty quickly. So it's just he's going to get demolished. And Julio Cesar Martinez is much more flawed than Bam. But Julio Cesar Martinez, he's not lightning quick. He's not Rigondeaux, right? He doesn't have the power of Rigondeaux. He doesn't have the speed and athleticism of Rigondeaux. He's just got good skills, right? He's not super hyper athletic where you can't catch him. You can get him, and when you do, you're going to destroy him because he can't hurt you. You can just walk through whatever he throws and hit him to the body. And you hit him in the body 5 or 6 times. By the time we get to those middle rounds, he's going to be broken down and he's a sitting duck.
Gary, didn't you say there was news? I mean,
What was that,
why
Matthew?
would Gary stop when he can clearly see me?
I'm gaping for air. Go ahead.
Thanks, Gary.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
But didn't
Yes,
you say
Matt.
didn't you say like Bam, Sonny is
Bam, Sonny Edwards. Eddie Hearn said, I talked to Bam a couple of weeks ago. Bam says he's fighting Sonny Edwards next. And Sonny Edwards said he's fighting Bam next. And Eddie Hearn said it'll be signed either this week, but probably next. So that fight's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, I guess, because Bam's jaw. He broke his jaw in his last fight, so I don't know.
The good thing is Sonny he's fighting, right? Because his jaw's going to be just fine.
Yeah, just fine.
Yeah. No, he's back in camp and stuff. Like I don't think he's sparring. Obviously, I don't know.
Was he sparring his
Bam's a little
brother?
crazy. Maybe he is. I would doubt it. I hope not.
Briefly, I
But
want
Matt,
to mention.
do you really think Sonny Edwards would have a shot against Julio Cesar Martinez?
Yeah.
Yeah, steroids are not in play. We're not gonna have this Julio Cesar Chavez. Everybody thinks
Chavez. Come on.
Okay,
Julio Cesar
Martinez.
No, Martinez. I think it's just he's flawed, and
There's just tiny pieces of him that we can fix.
No, there's giant.
I think
pieces.
they're little pieces.
They're giant. His footwork, his lack of head movement at times is a giant flaw. His lack of defense, his lack of just fluidity when it comes to cutting off the ring.
It was a closer fight with Sonny that I was thinking, but Bam, I don't have any like. If Bam lets me down, Bam lets me down, you know?
There's no chance.
There's no chance.
Like,
I just don't feel that, like, at all. Like, I've seen Sonny, I don't know how many times. I can't see him dominating.
Or imagine him moving up to 115.
No.
He's dead at 115.
He's dead.
This is all he can do.
Doesn't even have power as it is right now. Like, it's barely making it.
That's why I said borrowed time. Borrowed time holding that belt. Briefly want to mention the upcoming fights this weekend. Regis Prograis. What?
How dare you forget Floyd Mayweather, Jocelyn Hernandez fight this week?
Oh, Floyd Mayweather fought John Gotti III, and it was the biggest fiasco
Did you watch, Gary?
in some years.
I did not.
Floyd Mayweather.
I did
John
not.
Gotti.
Did you see the viral clip at least?
I saw the viral clip.
Okay,
I did.
Okay. That's all you needed to see,
Okay,
Gary.
there's the after fight. Not only that, John Gotti's like daughter threatened Mayweather's daughter. It's getting crazy.
Mob on mob violence.
Yeah.
It's all fake.
I'm
It's all
excited.
fake. It's WWE. It's fake. That's the most fake thing I ever saw in my life.
That was terrible.
Yeah, shout out to that card. Also, just
Jocelyn
Ellie Scott
Hernandez? Oh, I thought
no.
Jocelyn
I do want to
Hernandez
mention some of the fights on this card briefly before we move on. Ellie Scott defeating Shanika Johnson. That was a good fight. Johnny Fisher defeating Emilio Salas. Who else? Chevin Clark defeating David Jameson. That was good TKO. There's other fights on the card, but those are the ones that I remember. Shout out to Jocelyn too, from Jocelyn's Cabaret
Hernandez,
on Zeus
dude,
Network.
Zeus Network. Did you watch that one, Gary?
No, Gary definitely doesn't
The
watch.
females fighting afterwards. Big Lex fighting Jocelyn Hernandez.
There's no way Gary knows who Jocelyn Hernandez is.
If you don't know who the Puerto Rican princess is, Gary, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't even know what that's in reference to.
Gary, you definitely cannot watch it. It's debauchery.
I watch it every fucking week.
It's a
I
horrible
don't
show.
even know what you're
Hernandez,
talking about.
Puerto Rican princess.
But she's like this reality TV show / rapper, I guess.
She's a singer.
Sure.
Okay.
And she was fighting like like in like the hallways, like behind the scenes at a stadium, right? She's in there, right? And she's beating the shit out of some girl, man.
It was a girl from her show. Oh my god!
I mean, it was good.
She beat the fuck.
She got arrested. She got some charges.
She got
now.
4 charges.
It was the most real fight on
better
that
than John
entire
Gotti
event.
and Mayweather.
Oh, absolutely.
So I was like,
speaking of better than Mayweather, John Gotti, Regis Prograis is back.
Woo! Rudy Roo.
I mean, he's not fighting anyone of note, if we're being quite honest. Danielito Zorilla. Also Shakram Giasov on the card. Ramala Ali, Jenny Fuchs.
Jenny is best friends of
Michaela Mayer, right?
Michaela Mayer, yeah.
Jeremy Hill.
Oh, is she really? They're best friends?
Yeah, they're training partners and stuff.
Training partners, BFFers.
They're going
You
vacations.
didn't know they literally wear matching outfits.
I like Janae. I know how I feel about Michaela Mayer.
I love Michaela. She's got chickies.
That's on Friday, isn't it? No, Saturday, right?
Saturday.
And on Sunday, over in Australia, Tim Zhu versus
Zhu.
Carlos Ocampo. I believe that's the same Carlos Ocampo that lost to Earl Spence years and years ago.
Yeah, he got another touchdown. Who did he fought someone else and lost again? What does he have? Who does he have pictures of that he keeps getting these money fights?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all about who you know, right?
Did he fight Fundora? He fought Fundora. Yeah, he fought Fundora for a belt or eliminator or something, didn't he? Let me look it up.
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find this dude. Where?
Yeah, he fought Fundora. He went the distance with Fundora and lost.
Okay.
Lost.
Also, Reese Salim on the card against Sam Goodman. That's it for people of note on that card. There's other fights, but I don't know anyone else on the card. I did want to talk about Mauricio Suleiman's comments about Dimitri Bivol again because he made new comments about them.
About Russia?
Yeah, dude.
Oh no.
Let me see if I can find it real fast if that's okay with everyone. Because it bugs me. You know, it's because the reality is, by the way, Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol are negotiating for a fight.
And Sinessa. Did you see that Sinessa got a new fight?
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
Girl Sinessa.
Okay.
July 28th.
Yeah.
Let me pull up on the screen too, so people can see it. They know I'm not lying, not making things up.
If you're making things up, so is boxing scene.
Boxing probably doesn't.
Which I was going to say, they make stuff up all the time. So.
These are real quotes, though, people. Okay, real boxing journalism here. Okay, WC Press, whatever. I think this was the quote from last time. At this moment, we cannot sanction a fight where Bivol is involved. And every time that someone asks me about that, it hurts me because I have many Russian friends, fighters, trainers, judges, and members of the government board that are from Russia. Our position is not personal, and we are very sorry if it hurts anyone. In this case, it hurts Bivol because he is Russian, but it is nothing personal against him. We are the sanctioned body that fights for peace, for justice against abuse of power, against discrimination, against aggression. And it's very unfortunate that Bivol, is a victim in this situation. My favorite part here. But this is something that neither he nor we can control.
No?
I
think you can.
I think you can. I think you're the president. I think it's absolutely under your control. That doesn't even make any sense.
Hold on, guy. I'm gonna get into it. Okay.
This don't make no sense.
It's more than clear, and I've said that 1,000 times. He knows our position, Bivol. He knows that he needed to do what he needed to do in the past and what he needs to do now. If he has a situation against our sanctioned body, the process is simple. He needs to get a petition like Beterbiev did. Petition prove that he has lived in Canada for 15 years, that he has a Canadian residence, and has kids. And that his kids are Canadian. And he has a Canadian passport and Canadian boxing license. In the WC convention that was celebrated in Ukraine in 2018, we had a charity event. And with that money, a beautiful sports complex was built there. I wonder if there was any Ukrainian oligarch money involved in that deal or a convention at all.
But it doesn't matter because it was destroyed by a missile strike. Oh, no.
I don't know if that's true, but
Come on, he probably didn't build anything.
That might be funny.
Stop it.
Oh, it was actually destroyed by a missile strike. I didn't even finish the rest of the quote.
That's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
It was destroyed by a missile strike. Oh, no. What happened?
I bet the missile strike was also Ukrainians shooting on their own side.
There are no gyms like it in Ukraine. The Ukrainian boxers have died in combat, and a traitor even died in his home. There is no boxing in Ukraine, and definitely our position has not changed and will not change unless the governing body decides something else. But I am the governing body, and I decide no.
But no, remember, he specifically said that they can't control this.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
That's
Neither he nor we can control this rule that we made. He cannot
control that he was born in Russia. What are you talking about?
This is how you create enemies quicker than you can kill them, right? Like, seriously.
This is protecting Canelo. That's all it is.
Oh, we got to talk about Canelo too, fighting Badu Jack. We need to get into that.
Because Badu Jack might do something. Oh, my God.
The fact that...
I'm so embarrassed I have this tattoo on my fucking arm.
The fact that the WC can, with the president here, can say with the bold, straight face to a journalist without any follow-up of, we are a sanctioned body that fights for peace, for justice, against abuses of power, against discrimination, against aggression, as an excuse for why he won't sanction Russian fighters. But yet, Canelo and Badou Jack are going to go to Saudi Arabia, a country with one of the worst histories of human rights abuses in the world, that just recently was involved in a decade-long genocide against the Yemeni people. That war of aggression. There's no boxing in Yemen, by the way. I don't know how many Yemen boxers have died, but it's been a decade of a fucking genocide, Marisa Suleiman. So I guess you don't care about that one. So this arbitrary use of, oh, we're
War.
for peace.
This is ridiculous.
We're on the side of peace. It's not. They're on the side of U.S. imperialism because they're a multinational corporation, nonprofit NGO that is based primarily in terms of where their business is conducted in the United States.
Yep.
So the reality,
if you can't come to the United States, you're not going to make us money. So why would we even have you?
The reality is that they are like any organization and institution, especially NGOs that have governmental influence or money, they are tools of imperialism. So that's why he's completely okay taking Saudi fucking blood money, okay, as they have literal slaves from Africa working,
fucking children,
as they have extreme oppression against women, the LGBTQ plus community, against any political dissent. No, that's all fine. That's for peace.
Yeah,
I just
millions. That's okay.
The fact that no one has the gall as a journalist to be
that's what I was going to ask you.
To stick a microphone.
Who wrote this?
Well, I don't know.
You can't
These quotes aren't from him. They're from a different person that they're taking. It's an editorial staff. But the fact that there are journalists that get it from Marisa Suleiman, there are big time journalists in this sport that people pay attention to, and none of them are going to point out this hypocrisy.
Yeah,
and it's sad because it doesn't just ruin Bivol's life. Imagine the hundreds of Russian boxers now that are in a sense sanctioned from fighting in their sport globally, internationally, because of their sanctioned bodies being tools of empire. Like it's so sad. And I hope to God Better Breathe and Bivol negotiate their fight separate from the WBC and say fuck that. I hope Better Breathe and his team are like that. We're above that. This is our countrymen here. Like this is a fight for our legacy too. It's a fight that the fans have wanted forever. We're not getting Canelo now. Let's get that. And you are right. Part of it is the defense of Canelo from the WBC.
Yeah, I know it is.
But that's the superstructure on top of the base, which is this is a non-governmental organization which has ties to the U.S. government, which is an empire.
They didn't have any problem taking money from Russia before this.
No,
none at all.
And again, Ukraine has been bombing the Donetsk republics
years
for nearly a decade. I think it's like 14,000 people have died since 2014 before the Russian military intervention. At no point did they go, you know what? In all of Eastern Ukraine or the Luhansk and Donetsk People's Republic, there's no boxing, so we're not going to sanction Ukrainian fighters.
No more.
That was never a reality for them.
Crazy to me, right? So like the USA plays this game. They throw the map and throw a dart at a country and say, okay, we're going to invade this country and we're going to make it the bad guy. Right? And then you get all these people from all over the world to go along with it. It's like, look, I'm not going to get political here. Between the USA, the Ukraine, and Russia really ain't the bad guy. Like, you can take that as you wish and you can quote me on that. I'm not saying their hands are innocent and everything. Between those three countries in this situation, Russia ain't the bad guy.
There's only one of those countries that has named a Nazi war criminal as a national hero, and it's not Russia. But digressing. Any other thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here? Final thoughts, Tom, because that was really all. I just want to have a little mini rant there.
This is how you start. They're going to freeze these fighters out because you don't like their country they come from?
Yes.
I mean... and then we're doing that to fight discrimination.
Suleiman is the one.
Look,
he has that.
Here's the.
I haven't heard from like other sanctioning bodies. Have you that they're also blocking Bivol?
No, but
IBF. Yeah,
no,
IBF,
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that.
Is it just WBC? Because WBC does their own shit. They don't give a fuck about.
We've talked about this on
Coke. I mean,
allegedly.
Mexico.
We talked about this before, that the fact that Cuba lifted their ban on professional boxing, but
Right.
America has an embargo and does not allow Cuban citizens to come and work for work visas. So if you're a Cuban citizen and live in Cuba and you're a boxer, you
Lie.
cannot come and be a
Oh.
professional. You
I-
can't be a professional boxer and come to the U.S. So even though
Allegedly.
Cuba lifted their side of
Mhm.
that ban, the U.S. has not stopped it.
Yes.
So imagine like when things like hit off with China and with the U.S.
That's
Is the
gonna be
WBC going to
wild.
ban guys?
I know. What are they gonna do?
That
What, the next world war? Are they just gonna start being
Like-
like those 7 countries we don't accept, and it's gonna be like half the world?
like I'm shocked they haven't done this with Iranian fighters.
This is the first time they've done it, right? Like Russia, like with their with the ongoing war, we're not gonna whoa, what?
I mean, I would have to look into like
Because I've never ever heard of this before, but I've also, I have lived through other fucking U.S. tragedies.
But then we're off to Saudi Arabia to make hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Right,
Like,
that's okay.
It's all
That's
nonsense.
the problem.
Like, just explain to me why Saudi Arabia is fine and Russia's out of the question. Just explain that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know why. One takes U.S. money and one doesn't. But hey, that might be changing soon because of the whole, BRICS and the petrodollar failing. But that's digressing. That's maybe for a
Hopefully
political show on Trinity Now
The
Network.
African
Check it
countries
out.
can come together.
Africa just said they're banning the U.S. dollar for domestic trade.
Ew.
So
Africa is coming together, baby.
it's going to be a rough one for the U.S. in coming years. Digressing, ladies and gentlemen. We had some boxing this last weekend, boxing this upcoming weekend. Teofimo Lopez is back, or maybe very close to another manic episode. Munguia passed the test of fire, but we still don't pick him to beat anyone at the top. It's kind of a weird irony there. Regis Prograis is fighting this weekend. Always excited to see him. And Tim Zhu, a rising prospect / contender, fighting somebody that is of no note, but it is what it is.
He just fought a couple months ago. Stay busy fight.
Yeah, I don't need to stay busy. Fight Jamel Charlo. Let's just jump to it.
But what is Charlo doing? Why is Charlo not fighting?
I don't know. He's fighting like Brandon Mendoza.
Is he?
I hope not.
Is
But like
he?
that's what PBC would do.
I don't.
Well, Jamel Charlo broke his hand. I don't know. That was back January. I don't know what's up with that. That was 6 months ago. And Big Charlo, he was supposed to fight in a couple weeks, man. He was supposed to fight July 1st.
Ebony Bridges broke her hand, and she's already going to be back in the United States training for her next fight too. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
To be fair, there are like half of your bones in your body are like in your hand, so it could be a different bones that they broke. But yeah, I mean, there hasn't even been a date to reschedule that fight, right? Like, at first, remember there was like the WBO, I think it was like skeptical about the break, and they wanted more information on it because it seemed a little off. Remember with Charlo's broken hand?
I don't remember this.
I think Charlo's team put in for that.
They asked for they said they were going to strip him, but if he didn't get another doctor's note or something, right? This is months ago, but they were skeptical of the whole diagnosis in the first place and required like more medical detail into this injury, and Charlo gave it. But like just him and something's not right here with the Charlos. I don't know what it is, but Jamal Charlo was supposed to fight July 1st. Like it was all booked. I talked to Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields says July 1st in Houston, and then like that just fell off the face of the earth.
It is what it is. But again, final thoughts, Gary. Let's get on out of here. Charlos, who knows, man? When we get actual concrete news about them,
yeah, that'll be a party.
We'll talk about them, I guess.
And then it'll change 5 minutes later, but.
I am Matthew Hunter. Follow me, Matt Hunter MCR, on all social media platforms. Links down below in the description. Check out my social media pages because there will be a video coming out either Saturday or Sunday as I'm doing video of a presentation from international delegations from China and Cuba. So that should be very, very fun this Saturday. Not for boxing.
Exciting.
Yay, I like it. But yes, anyways, hit the like button to the show, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Melody, final thoughts? Let people know where to find you.
Final thoughts. Let's relax this weekend because we don't have like big fights besides Rudy Roo because we love watching him. But yeah, you can find me on all social media, The Beauty of Boxing, beautyofboxing.com. We'll have some new articles and new episodes as usual every week. Gary, what's up?
I will be at the Rugu fight at the and I love the name of this arena, the Smoothie King Arena, where the Pelicans play, who may or may not be interested in trading Zion Williamson. So if you're interested in Zion Williamson, make your offers now. Find me on social media, 3D Boxing Blog. And also subscribe to my channel, Texas Boxing, and YouTube. All proceeds go to autism research and recovery. It's June 14th, 2023. Texas is still not a country. Let's make Texas a country again. From Texas to the world, thank you, and God bless.
Peace.